Buying a new home is exciting, but buying a brand new home that no one has sat in the toilet is arguably even better. So today we're going to be talking about the 5 things you need to know before you even consider buying a new home. Hey guys, my name is Carlos Lupercio, and I've been an agent for over 7 years. And I've done a lot of first time consultations for people that are interested in getting into new homes like KB homes, Lennar homes, and so on and so on. And the first thing I always tell my clients, you got to keep in mind the price that they're advertising. For example, if they're advertising homes starting at low 400s, high 500s, that's not the price that you're going to be paying. That's the base price. The same way a dealership advertises a price starting at 20,000, but once you walk out the dealership, you ended up paying 25, 30,000 after all the upgrades. It's very similar into a new build. I still find it crazy how many things are still upgrades. Like in 2023, they still give you the base model with granite. And if you want quartz, you're gonna have to make that an upgrade. And for example, another upgrade that a lot of people are not aware of, in a lot of the common areas, like in the living room, they give you carpet. I mean, who wants carpet in their house in 2023 in those common areas? So a lot of things do make sense to just get an upgrade, and some things just don't make sense. So just have the right expectations and know that you're going to be paying anywhere from 2 to 7% more than what the property is advertised. The second thing to keep in mind is, man, those incentives are nice. So a lot of times when you work with the builder's lender, they're going to give you incentives. So I've seen incentives from anywhere from 5,000 even to $40,000 in incentives, depending on the market and then depending on the promotion or if they need to push a product. So what can you do with the incentives they give you? There's multiple things you can do. You can either buy down the rate if the rate is not where you want it to be. The second thing is those upgrades. You could always go use those incentives towards the upgrades so they don't come out of your pocket. The third thing you could do is pay for that closing cost or pay a portion for the closing cost. So those are a few things that you could do with incentives. And something I tell my clients is, let's shop around and see what other builders are offering. Especially, here's a pro tip. If you go on holidays, a lot of the time these builders are giving some of the best incentives. And number three, the tax rate tends to be a bit higher than the older homes. I mean, think about it. Somebody has to pay for the new schools, the new parks, the new roads. Who's going to pay for it? Obviously, you guys. So that's something you want to keep in mind. And for example, if you look at a $600,000 home at 1% tax rate, that's going to be around $500 a month. But if that same property is at 2% tax rate, you're going to be paying $1,000 a month. You could imagine how much more house you could buy at a 1% tax rate. So just know you're going to be paying for those new schools, new roads, and all those new amenities. So one of the first questions I asked the sales representative is, what is the tax rate? Because that's going to differentiate if my client's going to be able to get the monthly payment they're looking for or it's not going to happen. Point number 4, that's very, very important. If you have an agent that you want them to represent you in the transaction, make sure you do not sign in, because if you sign in, you're opting in to have the sales agent that's there represent you. And who do you think the sales agent has to please more, their employer or you? I'm not saying an agent's going to be able to go in there and cut the price in half, but what I am saying is, if you have your own agent that's looking for your best interest, they're going to be able to go in there and ask the right questions to make sure that you know the ins and outs. By the way, it doesn't cost you anything if you decide to bring your own agent. And the last thing you might want to know or consider is, in a lot of the contracts of these builders, they have the right to raise the price even when you already said you agreed on 500,000. If there's labor shortage, material shortage, like in 2021, they have the right to raise the price and just pass it on to the consumer. While we're not seeing that happen in 2023 as much, it's still a good idea to ask them, how much can they raise the price and what are my exits in case the price goes up too much. And if you stay to the end, here's your bonus tip. A lot of the times, once the builder is done with the communities, the HOA tends to come down. So it's always a good idea to ask if my HOA is going to change once the community is finished. So there you have it. Those are the 5 things you're going to want to know before you do consider a new build. And guys, if you guys have any questions, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And if you guys are looking for a new build, old build, whatever kind of build, we'll be able to help you guys. We're serving the Inland Empire, OC, and LA County. Thanks for watching.